Alright, it's the final week of my Dazzler Pass giveaway event for the new year. The current count is 16,820, or like around that area, and the goal is 17,000 by February 1st, so I can add one Dazzler Pass to the giveaway and also rank 3 King or Thanos as a bonus incentive. So right now it's currently one Dazzler Pass. If we get to 2, I might do like a poll between 5 sigils and 2 Dazzler passes, but we'll see. We have to get there first, so yeah, subscribe if you want to be a part of the giveaway and support the channel. So now let's talk about the main man, Howard the Deity. So I made a joke video a couple of days ago, and it didn't sit with some people quite well. That's okay. I didn't really clarify that it was a joke video. If I'm being real, Howard isn't the best tech champion. He is, I think, definitely up there and severely underrated, and I thought for fun I'd showcase what a maxed out Howard could do on this beautiful Monday evening. This video was supposed to come out on Saturday, but I actually went on a mini vacation to see my dad, and I actually did get sick, so I got hit with a double whammy. So like the universe just did not want me to post that weekend, so I took a break instead, and now we're back with a very fun video because Howard the Duck, with his max boosting, his recoil mastery setup, the damage output's just insane. Obviously, it's really good. 84,000 heavy attack right there. And yeah, the fight's pretty much done after she drops the SP1, which she isn't doing for some reason, but there she finally does it. And we go back in and we drop a combo and we end that 1 million health domino in under a minute. Very, very fun, right? So Howard the Duck, these boosts don't really do too much for him since he is a champion that relies on Furies, and those Furies do the most of the damage output. So the boosts and stuff, it's kind of just there for luxury and just for fun. But yeah, we have this Red Skull fight here, and as you can see, I am going across the classes and picking what I think is the toughest defender, or one of the toughest defenders of the class, and just showing Howard dominate that fight, since that's kind of what Howard does. He has the ability to take a defender from pretty much any class because he's just that versatile, right? People really underrate how versatile this champion is. They see he has buffs and they see he has debuffs and they're like, oh, he just doesn't work in most cases. That's not the case at all, right? He can still work very fine in a lot of scenarios, and right here, this Red Skull down in under a minute. It was what, 52 seconds? Yeah, pretty good stuff. And here we have this Killmonger, another very meta defender in the skill class. Howard the Duck, just very good for Killmonger since he has access to up to 20 armor breaks. So once you drop the first heavy attack, he pretty much never gains reverb throughout the entire fight. And yeah, like I said, I am running the Mr. Fantastic and She-Hulk synergy, which provides power stings for Howard the Duck, and these power stings scale with attack rating. So the higher our fury count is, the crazier our power sting damage is. So in Necropolis, in higher health pools, this is just it's an absurd percentage of his damage output, since every single special attack, it's minus 100,000 health, just like that. It's really, really crazy how Mr. Fantastic can make specific tech characters and science characters some of the best power sting champions in the game, and it's just a bonus on top of Howard the Duck's already really good damage output. So yeah, it's really cool. It's a very fun synergy team for sure. We also have the Odin pre-fights just to get some more damage with the Furies, and we also have Tigra, which helps increase our Fury limit to 70. So 70 Furies, a 70 Fury power sting is absolutely massive, plus the Odin pre-fights increasing the damage output. It's all very fun, right? Now we have the Serpent here. I was like, okay, for the Cosmic class, give me your best defender, because I want to take it on with Howard the Duck. So we have some help here, obviously. I mean, of course, right, this video is him fully boosted. But we have the Reed pre-fights here, and what these do is they reduce the power gain of the Serpent, both combat power rate and ability power rate, so it does make the fight a bit easier. We also have suppression ourselves if we need it. So yeah, it does make this Serpent a lot more manageable. critical, but then again, it's a 1 million health Serpent. I kind of want all the help I can get in this matchup because obviously Serpent with 1 million health is very, very scary. So yeah, let's just play it chill. The power stings here will do a lot of the work because Serpent has critical penetration reduction. He also has resist up, which is very annoying. And you know, Serpent, he's still a very annoying defender. He's still very problematic for like the majority of the game, but Howard the Duck here, he's doing pretty well. The power stings are very helpful right now. We have a lot of furies built up. We actually have the maximum fury count built up, so the damage output is looking very, very spicy. And here he drops the SP1 in just a second. Actually no, he drops the SP2 right here, and this pushes him into immortality. But with our debuffs, we have Despair like putting in a ton of work, since like with 19 armor breaks he just cannot heal whatsoever. And there we go, fight's done in like 1 minute and 30 seconds. Hey, for a Serpent, a 1 million health Serpent, I will definitely take that. It could be so much worse, right? But yeah, now we have Sasquatch here, and after this we are 1 class away from completing the class gauntlet with Howard the Duck. And like the craziest part is, take away all the boosts and stuff, he can still take all these fights. Maybe not Serpent in like a battleground scenario, but he can take Sasquatch very well in Alliance War and Battlegrounds. He can take Domino perfectly, obviously. Same thing with Killmonger and Red Skull. And the final fight in this class gauntlet he can also do in Battlegrounds very well, and also in Alliance War very well. And I know from experience because I've taken this fight and the next fight afterwards a lot with Howard the Duck. So you are talking to a seasoned Howard the Duck player. I just, you know, I really know how this champion works, like the ins and outs of this character, and it's always fun to revisit this guy, right? He's a duck, man. Like, how can you hate a duck? He's literally an animal. And like, we're dropping 56,000 mediums versus the Sasquatch, so yeah, his damage output obviously really crazy. We go for the SP1 here to get the heal block up, so yeah, now the regen is no problem whatsoever, and this matchup is pretty much over. I did have to gamble a bit here and it didn't pay off, but doesn't matter, right? Now this next one right here is a bit of a stretch. I have taken Photon in like Alliance War and Battlegrounds with Howard just fine. He is one of the better tech options, if not like the best tech option for Photon, if you ask me. So yeah, like I wasn't really scared of this fight. However, I have never taken a 1 million health Photon, and also with the recoil masteries, my health is constantly draining since she removes the willpower mastery. So I was very scared here because it's a race between me and my health pool that's draining all the time because of the, you know, willpower removal, and versus Photon, who is just going to take a lot of damage because Howard is, you know, a very strong damage dealer. So it was going to be a very interesting battle. I was like, you know what, let's just see how this goes, and if not, I'll just pick a different science defender, but it's in this video for a reason. And yeah, so far so good, man. We're doing like 40,000 mediums, very nice damage output. Gonna build up some more furies right now, and she is very close from activating her pure light form. Like in a couple of seconds it might activate, but now whenever I knock her down or whenever she drops a special attack, she will activate it. So the goal is to not let her do that, so I'm gonna go in and drop the SP3, get the perfect bonus, and the damage output is pretty nice, 140,000 damage. And yeah, there we go, we managed to avoid the pure light form and the fight wasn't that bad. It was like a race between me and the recoil masteries obviously, but it was still not too bad. And now we have this cosmic lane, and I'm doing this on purpose. I am showcasing him versus like other class lanes just to once again show his versatility, right? Because he has access to so many different things that aren't really from the tech class. For example, he has access to armor break, which is a very common cosmic ability. He has access to heal block, which is kind of more on the science side, but it also is pretty good for the I guess for the tech class. He has access to buffs, also cosmic. Okay, maybe he's just a cosmic character, right? But you know, very versatile, very good at what he does. And that's why, like, you know, that's why he's the deity, man. He's not like just the goat because he's a duck, obviously. He's just so much more than that. Here you have to play this really funny. You have to just like spam a heavy attack and just hope it connects, which mine did, thankfully. So we are in a great spot here because now she can never activate diamond form again in this fight. So yeah, the control is very, very good here. And the armor ups, like, they trigger every 3 or so seconds. Doesn't matter because like one armor break is like what, one heavy hit, and he has like 5 of those things. So yeah, it really isn't that big of a deal, and he is definitely one of the best options for this fight and like for this quest in general. And like, he is not even a cosmic character, which this was designed for. So that's just like Howard for you, man. He does like what any other class can do. Like, he really does branch out very, very well. Now we have this science lane, but it's all about heal block, and Howard the Duck on the SP1 has access to heal block. So it's like, yeah, man, sounds good. I'll definitely use Howard for this and not a science character, and he does very, very well in this fight. He also has access to suppression, which is a pretty good science ability, so he's like a science champion, he's like a tech champion, obviously. He's like a cosmic, he even has, what else does he have? He has, yeah, like, okay, cosmic, tech, science. That's 3 classes. That's pretty good. And with the synergy, he also does have access to prowess, so also kind of a mutant there. Nothing very skill like, unfortunately. Let me think. Maybe I can, you know, reach a bit. What do skill characters have? Honestly, yeah, I don't think he's very skill like. But as I was talking, he just crushed that fight in like 40 seconds. So for a ramp up character, which, you know, he technically is one, I don't believe he's a ramp up character. I think he's just fine like without ramping up. Like, literally, he can do battlegrounds fights in under 40 seconds, which, you know, most ramp up champions do not do that. Most ramp up champions just don't work for battlegrounds for that reason, or like they're 60 seconds plus. Howard the Duck, he ain't that. Like, he is not a 60-second fight in battlegrounds. He is a much faster champion, and it kind of proves like in this quest as well, because I don't think ramp up champions could do these path fights in like 40 seconds, except Sentry whenever he's like fully ramped up, because then it's going to be like 20 seconds, but you know, that's Sentry, that's a whole different story. But yeah, this matchup is over. 25,000 non-crits right there, and yeah, absolute thing of beauty. Now we have this Mixmaster node, and this one's very funny since it also has roll with the punches, but you stop that by having, you know, a buff active on you, and right at the start of the fight, even without the Odin pre-fight, we have access to our armor up buffs, which count for the node, so he just counters that completely. And like, that was the one way that the node creator tried to like get rid of just like spamming parry heavy to get rid of Mixmaster, but you can't stop Howard that way since he has access to buffs, which goes back to him being very cosmic like. So that's just why he's like all powerful and like, you know, the deity of Mcoc, because he has like every class ability. Honestly, you can make this guy universal class and I wouldn't mind. I honestly think that it's fair to do, and you know, that massive advantage over everyone does sound about right. And he absolutely crushed that fight, by the way. That was like 41 seconds, and like that SP2 was beautiful, man. So yeah, Howard the Duck, he's on a tear right now, bro. He does not care. And like, can we appreciate how this is a duck? Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, we are watching literally an animal just like do this, and we don't really appreciate that enough. So we're gonna sit down and we're just gonna stop and like really think about what's happening here. This is a human behind the vulture suit, right? It's not an actual vulture, so he is pretty fraudulent, but this is like a duck. Like, this man could, you know, literally be like in a farm right now if he wanted to, but instead he's doing this. He's like absolutely destroying these opponents, and now he's in Necropolis, right? You know, Necropolis very much dominated by humans such as like Kate Bishop, Shuri, Sentry, and like, you know, cosmic beings, like cosmic beings, not beans, cosmic beings like Aegon and whatnot. Okay, a cosmic bean sounds so funny, and that sounds like, you know, something Brian Grant would make. But what about a duck in Necropolis? Have you ever like seen that before? Probably not. But now we have this like Sauron fight, and you know, Sauron's an animal, so props to him. But this animal's gonna go down. This is with the mutant synergy that I was talking about, where whenever I knock down the opponent, I remove all their prowess and I gain some myself. And that's like absolutely massive, right? Since Howard the Duck can have some nasty special attacks. Like they can do so much damage. Like right there, 114,000 non-crit and a 117,000 crit on the first hit. He hits hard, man. Like with those prowess buffs, he hits insanely hard on the SP1, on the SP2, you name it, he's gonna hit very, very hard during that attack, right? And right here, another beautiful SP1. So yeah, like the game plan in this fight is to kind of just alternate between activating the SP1, the SP3, and the SP2, because it doesn't really matter, right? Like I've tried multiple, like, you know, synergy teams and like approaches for this fight, and they pretty much all end the same way, with a specific fight time that I'm not going to tell you just yet because it is a surprise for the end of the fight. So yeah, now he's at like what, 10 prowess? All gone, just like that, and we got to like, you know, consume the prowess ourselves, which is really, really funny. So yeah, like Howard the Duck, he is a beast when it comes to like prowess characters, because like one heavy attack, one special attack knockdown, and they just cannot gain prowess afterwards. It's so cool. It's such a nice ability. And here we drop the heavy attack again. He's at 10 prowess, not anymore because we just stole them. And yeah, it's just such a good ability, and honestly, you could say like, hey, I wish it was in his base kit, and I understand that, and I definitely would want it in his base kit as well. But here's the thing, at that point you kind of just have to give him like the universal class, because, you know, he'll have like mutant abilities with, you know, access to prowess, he'll have tech abilities, he'll have cosmic abilities, he'll have science abilities. You know, there probably is a case of him being a mystic somewhere, like, you know, if the prowess buffs, like if the prowess are buffs and he nullifies them, that's very mystic like. So he would just have like the class Infinity Gauntlet, so he would be pretty much all powerful and too strong for this game. So like Kabam, just they played it safe. They're like, okay, let's just put it behind a synergy. He's too powerful as it stands right now, so let's just try to balance him out and lock some of his stuff behind a synergy, which I understand. And you know, he's still like a crazy strong champion regardless, right? But yeah, we're approaching the end of this fight, and it's been a very like straightforward one. We are losing a lot of health because of the willpower reduction in the Necropolis, which is very annoying, but you know what, we're powering through, we're doing just fine. Here he drops the SP1, no big deal. I go back in, drop my own SP2, and yeah, pretty good damage there. Beautiful 80,000 crits into a massive power sting. So like Howard the Duck, he is just like, he is so aggressive. He is like just doing so much damage in like different forms, like whether it's special attack damage, heavy attack damage, the power sting damage, like 104,000 power sting damage right there. Absolutely wild stuff into the SP2, 100,000 non-crit right there. And yeah, that was under 4 minutes. That was 3 minutes and 53 seconds. Literally like beta ray build time. That is absurd. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Howard the Deity. Like, he is so dang good, and he honestly just feels so powerful, especially at like this fully maxed out level. But yeah, this was like the Saturday video plan, but I got busy and I got sick, so we're back at it, and let's try to end January with 17,000 subs so I can add to the giveaway pool. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on Howard the Duck, and yeah, that's about it for me.